The land of Sparta stirred with a quiet, powerful energy each morning as the rising sun brushed its rugged hills, rocky plains, and distant mountains with streaks of glowing gold. People from neighboring villages often spoke in hushed voices about the Spartans, imagining a city where strength, discipline, and courage flowed through every heartbeat. Children walking through the stone streets felt the weight of history around them, sensing they were growing up in a place where heroes were shaped from ordinary days. Life in Sparta began early, long before the roosters finished crowing, as families stepped into the crisp morning air to begin their routines. Mothers prepared simple meals of bread, cheese, and figs while fathers tended to fields or sharpened tools, their movements steady and practiced. Young children peeked out from behind doorways, watching older boys march to training fields with straight backs and determined expressions, dreaming about the day they would join them. The Agoj, the famous Spartan training system, was the heart of the city's fierce reputation. Boys entered it around age 7, leaving their homes with bags slung over their shoulders, surrounded by proud families who whispered blessings and encouragement. The training grounds buzzed with activity as instructors taught them how to move swiftly, endure hardship, and work as one. Even the youngest recruits learned to run long distances, leap over obstacles, and spar with wooden weapons while dust swirled around their feet like tiny storms. Lessons were not only about strength but also about sharp thinking and quick reflexes. Boys learned to make fast decisions, spot weaknesses, and stay calm when challenges felt overwhelming. Their instructors pushed them with firm voices but also offered guidance that built confidence. Children watching from the edges admired their older siblings, imagining themselves mastering the art of courage someday. Laughter occasionally echoed through the fields when someone tripped or slipped, reminding everyone that even warriors began as kids, learning step by step. Girls in Sparta trained too, surprising travelers who expected them to remain indoors like in other Greek cities. Instead, Spartan girls raced across open fields, practiced throwing discus, and strengthened their bodies so they could grow into confident, capable adults. Their bright tunics fluttered in the wind as they ran, their determined eyes fixed on distant goals. Families believed strong mothers raised strong children, and even the youngest girls found pride in their athletic spirit. Life in the city pulsed with rhythms of unity and order. Marketplaces bustled with merchants selling olives, cheeses, woven cloaks, and bronzeware that glinted softly in the sunlight. Elderly men gathered near fountains to tell stories about past battles, heroes who fought bravely, and the value of discipline. Children sat near them, legs crossed and eyes wide, soaking up every word and imagining ancient warriors marching beneath banners fluttering proudly in the wind. Spartan warriors, known across Greece for their unmatched bravery, wore cloaks dyed deep crimson, the color of determination and sacrifice. When they walked through the streets, villagers stepped aside respectfully, admiring the polished shields, powerful strides, and unwavering focus that defined their presence. Young children whispered excitedly behind their parents, dreaming of the day they might stand tall in armor that gleamed under the sun. Although Sparta favored strength and discipline, the community also valued loyalty, friendship, and a shared sense of purpose. Children learned early that every person in the city mattered, whether they were farmers, craftspeople, mothers, or warriors. Families supported one another, offering bread, blankets, or encouragement to neighbors in need. Evening gatherings filled the air with warm voices as people shared meals, stories, and songs under the glow of lanterns that flickered gently in the breeze. The landscape around Sparta played a powerful role in shaping its people. Towering mountains created natural walls that protected the region, while wide plains provided space for training, farming, and celebrations. Rivers flowed quietly through the valleys, their cool waters reflecting the sky like mirrors. Families often strolled along riverbanks at twilight, watching dragonflies skim the surface and listening to the distant drumbeats from training grounds. Military drills were woven into everyday life, filling the air with the sound of marching footsteps, clashing shields, and sharp commands. From the city center to the far edges of the plains, the rhythms of practice echoed like heartbeats. Even toddlers imitated the older boys, stomping around with toy shields made of wood or woven straw. Parents smiled lovingly, recognizing the spark of future warriors in their children's playful determination. Festivals brought moments of joy and celebration to the Spartan calendar, offering a break from strict routines. Dancers performed energetic steps, athletes competed in running and wrestling matches, and musicians played flutes that rang clearly across the open fields. Families shared generous platters of roasted meats, olives, and honey cakes while children darted between crowds, chasing one another and laughing freely. At home, evenings were peaceful and filled with warmth. Families gathered around simple oil lamps as shadows danced across clay walls. Parents recounted old legend stories of brave kings, clever queens, and battles fought to protect the land. Children listened closely, their imaginations swirling with images of shields shining under moonlight or warriors racing across hillsides with the wine at their backs. Visitors from other Greek cities often found themselves surprised by the calm strength of the Spartan people. They expected harshness, but instead discovered a community built on mutual respect and quiet dignity. Merchants marveled at how efficiently the city operated, while travelers admired the harmony between discipline and kindness. Many returned home telling tales of Spartan wisdom, courage, and unity. As days passed, Sparta's identity remained deeply rooted in its values: honor, discipline, courage, and devotion to the community. Children grew up understanding that bravery came not only from fighting, but also from helping others, working hard, and staying true to their word. These lessons shaped their futures just as surely as any training drill or athletic practice. By nightfall, the city softened under the glow of countless stars scattered across the sky. Families settled into their homes as the cool mountain breeze whispered through open windows. The distant sounds of late-night training faded, replaced by the gentle chorus of crickets. Parents tucked their children into bed, offering hopeful words about the future each new day would bring. And so, Sparta thrived as a unique and powerful city-state, one where courage was nurtured, discipline was honored, and every generation grew up striving to embody the proud legacy passed down through centuries. Here, in this land of rugged hills and unbreakable spirit, young hearts learned what it truly meant to stand strong together. Spartan children grew up surrounded by the echoes of discipline, courage, and unbreakable loyalty, and every corner of their city seemed to whisper lessons about strength. At dawn, the first rays of sunlight glimmered across the red-tiled roofs, casting long shadows over training fields where young boys practiced running, wrestling, and sparring under the watchful eyes of experienced instructors. Their shouts, mixed with the rhythmic thuds of wooden swords clashing, filled the crisp morning air like the heartbeat of Sparta itself. Girls in Sparta also trained with admirable determination, dancing through exercises meant to build speed, balance, and stamina. They ran along dusty paths, hurled javelins across grassy fields, and sang encouraging songs that echoed against the city's massive stone walls. Their lessons taught them to grow strong and confident so they could raise healthy families and protect their homes if danger ever crept near. Visitors from other Greek cities often watched in amazement, surprised to see girls treated with such respect, power, and independence. Daily life moved with a steady rhythm shaped by duty and simplicity. Spartan citizens ate humble meals of barley bread, cheese, figs, and the famously strong black broth that many outsiders found shocking. Yet Spartans believed that simple food built resilient bodies and focused minds. Around communal tables, they swapped stories about ancestors, battles, and the values that held their society together: courage, discipline, and unwavering loyalty to their homeland. Evenings brought a brief calm, but routines remained structured and purposeful. Boys reviewed lessons about Spartan heroes, tracing stories of warriors who protected the city with unmatched bravery. Elders shared advice on leadership, wisdom, and honor, reminding the younger generation that true strength did not come from muscles alone, but from the choices a person made when confronted with fear. Beneath flickering lamplight, children listened with wide eyes, imagining themselves standing proudly beside legendary figures of the past. Sparta's army remained the pride of its people, and preparing for battle was treated with the seriousness of a sacred duty. Warriors practiced moving together in tight phalanx formations, shields locked like pieces of a giant bronze puzzle. When they marched, spears glinted in perfect rows, and their footsteps struck the ground in thunderous unison. Children often paused whatever they were doing just to watch these powerful scenes, feeling the rumble of the soldiers' stride echo through their chests. Festivals, though rare and modest, offered joyful breaks from strict routines. Spartan families gathered around bonfires to sing bold songs about heroes and victories, accompanied by rhythmic clapping and deep drum beats. Musicians played simple but spirited tunes that filled the night with warmth, while children danced in circles, mimicking the swift movements of warriors. These celebrations reminded everyone that even the strongest communities needed moments of laughter and connection. Nature surrounding Sparta added a dramatic backdrop to its culture of endurance. Towering Tacitus mountains rose like stone giants, their sharp peaks often covered by swirling mist. The rugged landscape challenged children during outdoor lessons, pushing them to climb hills, cross streams, and build shelters from branches and leaves. They learned to respect the land, knowing it shaped them into tough, resourceful individuals capable of overcoming any hardship. Despite their fearsome reputation, Spartans valued cooperation just as much as strength. Teachers encouraged children to work as teams during games and challenges, teaching them that victory meant little without unity. When one child struggled during a training, climb, or race, others reached out hands, offering support without hesitation. These moments showed that Spartan power came from standing together, not from standing alone. Sparta's strict lifestyle influenced every aspect of growing up, from the clothes children wore to the lessons they memorized. Young Spartans dressed in simple cloaks that helped them adapt to cold mornings and warm afternoons. They trained barefoot to toughen their feet, learning to move silently across rocky ground. These daily practices prepared them for futures filled with responsibility, whether as warriors, leaders, or guardians of their families and traditions. As children matured, they watched older warriors depart for campaigns with steady hearts. Farewells were short and dignified, full of pride rather than fear. Mothers encouraged their sons with words that became famous throughout Greece: "Return either with your shield or upon it." Though stern, these messages taught children the importance of honor and bravery, values that shaped Spartan identity for centuries. Yet, for all their toughness, Spartans understood the importance of friendship and loyalty. Boys formed deep bonds during their years of shared training, and girls supported one another during rigorous exercises and household duties. These friendships created strong communities built upon trust, cooperation, and genuine care. Even outsiders who visited Sparta could feel the invisible threads of unity tying its people together. By the time Spartan children reached adulthood, they had internalized the lessons of their ancestors' discipline, courage, simplicity, and devotion to their homeland. Each young adult stood tall with steady dignity, ready to protect their city or guide younger generations along the same path. They understood that the strength of Sparta came not only from weapons and soldiers, but from the unwavering hearts of its people. And so, the story of powerful Sparta echoed across ancient Greece, inspiring respect and even a little fear. Visitors returned home with tales of children who trained like heroes, families who lived with remarkable discipline, and a society that forged strength through unity and purpose. For young Spartans, life was demanding, but it was also filled with pride in their city, their traditions, and the powerful legacy they would carry forward. Whenever the sun rose over the rocky hills casting golden light on training fields and stone barracks, Sparta awakened once more, a city devoted to building not just warriors, but citizens whose discipline, courage, and loyalty would be remembered long after their footsteps faded from the earth.